Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time you might be watching this video. As you might know, it is Kindness Week, and we have been focusing on ways we can express kindness to each other. There are so many ways to express appreciation, to let other people know what's inside of you, and to give a small part of yourself to other people. It can make a big difference in a person's world. No act of kindness goes unnoticed. You can show kindness to your mom, your dad, your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles. You can show kindness to your brothers and sisters. Kindness is a way for someone to know what you are experiencing inside and express it in a physical type of a way. So do an act of kindness. Write a note to someone and let them know how much you appreciate them. One thing that one student mentioned in one of our third grade classes, he said that he would show kindness by just picking up after himself. How many parents would be so happy if their child picked up after themselves? Small act of kindness. We can also be kind to our earth, recycle, reuse, reduce. We also can be kind to our pets, be respectful and responsible for them, care for them. What I'd like to share with you is a book that is entitled Each Kindness. It's a book about students and the ripple effect of kindness. Again, each kindness. Each Kindness by Jacqueline Woodson and illustrated by E.B. Lewis. That winter, snow fell on everything, turning the world a brilliant white. One morning, as we settled in to our seats, the class door opened and the principal came in. She had a girl with her, and she said to us, "This is Maya." Maya looked down at the floor. I think I heard her whisper, "Hello." We stared at her. Her coat was open. Her clothes beneath looked old and ragged. Her shoes were spring shoes, not meant for the snow. A strap on one of them had broken. Our teacher, Miss Albert, said, "Say good morning to our new student." But most of us were silent. The only empty seat was next to me. That's where our teacher put Maya. And on that first day, Maya turned to me and smiled. I didn't smile back. I moved my chair, myself, and my books a little further away from her. When she looked my way, I turned to the window and I stared out at the snow. And every day after that, when Maya came into the classroom, I looked the other way. I didn't smile. My best friends that year was Kendra and Sophia. At lunchtime, we talk, walk around the schoolyard, our fingers laced together, whispering secrets into each other's ear. One day while we were near the slide, Maya came over to us. She held open her hand to show us the shiny jacks, a tiny red ball she had gotten for her birthday. She said, "It's a high bouncer." But none of us wanted to play. So Maya played by herself. That afternoon when we got back into the classroom, Maya whispered to me, "Hey, I bet you can't guess who the new jackball champion of the world is? Behind me, Andrew whispered, Chloe's got a new friend. Chloe's got a new friend. Chloe's got a new friend. And I whispered back, she's not my friend. The week passed. Every day we whispered about Maya, laughing at her clothes, her shoes, the strange food she brought for lunch. Some days Maya held out her hand to show us what she brought to school. A deck of cards, pickup sticks, a small tattered doll. Whenever she asked us to play, we said no. No. The days grew warmer and warmer. The pond thawed. Grass began growing where snow had once been. One day, Maya came to school wearing a pretty dress and fancy shoes. But the shoes and the dress looked like they had belonged to another girl before Maya. Hey, I have a new name for her, Kendra whispered. Let's call her Never New, because everything she has is always secondhand. We all laughed. Maya stood by the fence. She was holding a jump rope, but did not come over to us to ask if we wanted to play. After a while, she folded it double, rolled the ends around each hand, and started jumping. She jumped around the whole schoolyard without stopping. She didn't look up once. She just jumped and jumped and jumped. The next day, Maya's seat was empty. In class that morning, we were talking about kindness. Miss Albert had brought a big bowl into the class and filled it with water. We all gathered around her desk and watched her drop a small stone into it. Tiny waves rippled out away from the stone. Mrs. Albertson said, "This is what kindness does. Each little thing we do goes out like a ripple into the world." Then Mrs. Albertson let us drop the stone into the water and told us to talk about an act of kindness. Joseph had held the door for his grandmother. Kendra helped change her baby brother's diaper. And even old, mean Andrew had done something. He said, "I carried the teacher's book up the stairs." And Mrs. Albert said that it was true. I stood there holding Mrs. Albert's rock in my hand in silence. Mrs. Albert said, "Even small things count." She said it very gently. But I couldn't think of anything, and I passed the stone on. Maya didn't come to school the next day, or the day after that. Each morning, I walked to school slowly, hoping this would be the day Maya returned, and she looked my way and smiled. For I had promised myself that this would be the day that I smiled back. Miss Albertson had said, each kindness makes the world a little bit better. But Maya's seat remained empty. And one day, Mrs. Albert announced to the class that Maya wouldn't be coming back. Her family had moved away, Miss Albert had said. Then she told us to take out our notebooks. It was time for spelling. That afternoon, I walked home alone. When I reached a pond, my throat filled with all the things I wished I would have said to Maya. Each kindness I had never shown. I threw small stones into it over and over, watching the way the water rippled out and away, out and away. Each kindness, like each kindness done and not done, like every girl somewhere holding a small gift out to someone, and that someone turned away from it. I watched the water ripple as the sun set through the maples, and the chance of a kindness with Maya became more and more forever gone. Boys and girls, let's all think of ways in which we can make the world just a little bit better. And if we all do this, and if we all think this way, we will be able to make the world a place where everyone can find happiness and be appreciated. This little girl may not have ever seen Maya again, but I believe that she probably learned her lesson to be kind, to be thoughtful. Learn from your mistakes. Learn from others' mistakes. Let's all practice